Storage bin determination. With this episode, we are going to have a look at the general logic for determining a proper storage bin in the SAP Extended Warehouse Management. And when it comes to storage bin information for the movements in EWM, we are talking about warehouse tasks. And as you know, the EWM warehouse task always has a source as well as a destination information. And in this case, a storage bin and a destination storage bin. Well, and since this part of the course is about the inbound process, we're first going to have a look how the source bin of the EWM warehouse task is determined. The foundation for this scenario is obviously the inbound delivery. And the inbound delivery contains some sort of product. And with that information, like we learned in the chapter about the warehouse process types and how they are determined, this leads us to a specific warehouse process type for the respective delivery item. And the warehouse process type contains the information about the source data. And in this example, the source storage type is 9010, and the source bin is the GR zone. If we now create a warehouse task for this specific product, the storage type and bin data is taken into the source data of the put-away warehouse task. So basically, a source storage type 9010 and a source storage bin GR zone. Well, now we already got 50% done, right? And now we need to focus on the destination data and how they are determined. Storage type determination. And the first thing we gotta find is the storage type we want the warehouse task to point to. As we just had it, the inbound delivery data provides the information for determining a proper warehouse process type. And the combination of the warehouse process type, product-specific attributes like for example the put-away control indicator, hazardous goods indicator, and the packaging specifications determine the correct storage type search sequence. This storage type search sequence contains a list of all the storage types we can create warehouse tasks to, at least for the determined search sequence. And how such a storage type search sequence looks like, we are going to check out in the EWM system right now. So let us head to the SAP EWM Customizing. We open the Extended Warehouse Management menu. We head to the Goods Received Process Settings. We go to Strategies, and we head to the node for the storage type search. Well, and the first thing we need to define is how our storage type search sequence is called. Everything we do right here is to give our storage type search sequence a name and a description. And that's basically all there is to do. We define a storage type search sequence. Now the next thing we gotta do is to assign some storage types to our search sequence. Let us have a look at the storage type search sequence 0020 for example. We can see that there were two storage types assigned to this specific search sequence, which basically means that EWM is going to search for a proper bin for our warehouse task creation in the first storage type. And if there might not be a suitable storage bin available, the EWM will try the same thing again in the next storage type, according to the entries right here and in which order they are sequenced. Well, and now we head back to the strategies in the customizing. We are going to have a look at the put-away control indicator. This put-away control indicator gets defined right here. And in this pretty easy example, we define some indicators for shoes, for textiles, and for ties. What this control indicator allows you to do is to group products yourself. Like in our test system, it could make sense to assign the put away control indicator for shoes to all the products that are, well, shoes. Because you will want them to be stored next to one another, which does not only make sense due to their sheer fact that these products are all shoes, but also that they are packed and handled the same way. Most of them will get delivered in shoe boxes and also stored that way. But the inbound delivery, with the document type and the item type as a way to determine a warehouse process type, and with a warehouse process type again a search sequence, this can't do the trick of grouping products, or at least take other product specific criteria into consideration. And that is exactly what the put away control indicator is for. You can assign this put away control indicator to the products that fit the criteria you know. Like for example this one. We could say that our product, let us say the nice handbag we already came along during the course of this episode, should be treated like a shoe, for example. If that makes sense or not is another topic. But because we want the handbag to be treated like a shoe, we assigned the put away control indicator for shoes to this specific product. So far, so good for the put away control indicators. And now on to the interesting part, the actual determination of the correct storage type search sequence. Here we can maintain how and for which circumstances we want to find which storage type search sequence. As you might see, the setup itself can be pretty basic. Like for example, in our warehouse number 150, we want warehouse tasks created with the warehouse process type 1010 to determine storage bins within the storage type search sequence 0030. Or it might look like the shoe example we just had. In the warehouse number 150, we want products marked with a put away control indicator shoe to use the storage type search sequence called shoe. But of course, you also have other options, like we can see in this customizing table. So, we now know how the general approach for determining a storage type in SAP EWM works. But of course, we need other information as well. And the next thing we are going to determine is the storage section. Storage section determination. During the course of our SAP EWM customizing guide, we already learned what a storage section is and what we can use it for. And the determination of the storage section follows the same principles as we had it with the storage type. According to the storage type search sequence, EWM determined a list of storage types. And for selecting a proper storage section search sequence, two other information come into play. The first one is the storage section indicator. This storage section indicator can be entered for suitable products in the warehouse product master. Basically, this is almost similar to the put away control indicator we just had, just this time for storage sections. A typical example for such a storage section indicator is to separate the products in the warehouse into slow, medium and fast moving goods, for example. And of course, we want the fast moving goods to determine storage bins that are easier and quicker to perform a stock removal process out of. And the second attribute that comes into play is the hazardous product indicator, which basically describes if a product needs some sort of special storage due to its characteristics. And with these three information, the storage type search sequence, the storage section indicator in the product master, and the hazardous goods indicator, SAP EWM determines a suitable storage section search sequence. Well, and this storage section search sequence basically follows the same rules as we already had it with the storage types, which means it supplies a list of storage sections in which SAP EWM is going to search for suitable bins for the put-away warehouse task creation. And now let us have a look at what that looks like in the SAP EWM customizing. We open the Extended Warehouse Management node, we again head to the Goods Receipt process, and we open the Strategies node. Well, and this time we are going to have a look at the Storage Section Search node. And the first topic we are going to maintain is the Storage Section Indicator. As you remember, this is the indicator we can customize our products to. So let us have a look. And as we can see, we did not customize that much right here. In our test system, we maintained indicators for textiles and for shoes, but this step is just a definition. And after defining our indicator, we head back. And now let us check out the next step, maintaining the storage section search sequence. And this is the step where we assign the specific storage sections to the storage section search sequence. And since there is no example displayed where we got more than one storage section maintained in the sequence, let us just do that. We copy an existing entry and, just for the sake of argument, let us include the shoes within the textile search sequence. So we leave everything as is, we just change the storage section to another one, and in this case we are going to go with a shoe. And now we got a real sequence. The two entries basically work like this. Within the storage type AKL, all products marked with the storage section indicator text will follow a sequence that will try to determine a suitable bin for the warehouse task creation within the storage section text first. And if no proper bin could be determined within this section, EWM is going to try his luck in the next section, in this example, in the shoe section. And that is it on the search sequence for the storage section. So let us get back to the EWM customizing. Now there is one option left, the so-called storage section check. In this customizing table, we can maintain whether we want to perform certain checks within a storage type, regarding the storage section and regarding hazardous goods. If we set the storage section check to active, for example, even entering a destination bin for the warehouse task creation ourselves is going to be checked by the EWM system, whether a put away is allowed for this specific bin or not. In case the bin is not allowed, the EWM will abort the warehouse task creation. And for the hazardous substance check, the following rules apply. Hazardous substance check at storage type level. When the hazardous substance check at storage type level is active, goods are only put away in a storage type if hazardous ratings 1 and 2 of the stock to be put away are permitted for the destination storage type. Hazardous substance check at storage section level. When the hazardous substance check at storage section is active, goods are only put away if a storage section search sequence for the hazardous ratings 1 and 2 of the stock to be put away was defined in the storage section search. No hazardous substance check. Well, this one seems pretty obvious, right? Well, and that is it on the customizing settings for the determination of a storage section search.